Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The first time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
I'm 2, she's 3.
Well, I'm 1. That's all that matters.
I think I just lost my eardrums.
Yeah. And what's sad is that we're talking about our headphone volume because I've got the little master control over here. And if you say you just lost your eardrums at that level, I'm in trouble. Because
Right?
mine is cranked
Right.
up.
I know.
Bad.
That's funny.
I just realized as we are going in here to record, Rihanna's here. I think I have a girl's sweatshirt. My zipper's on the wrong side. Like I feel like Michael Scott when he had that woman's suit on.
They're on different
different
sides.
Yeah, the
for men and women.
zipper's on for guys. Zipper this little whatever this is called, the truck or whatever, is on the right side,
I'm
and
just
on the
learning
girls
all
on the left
kinds
side.
of
Yeah, and
That
the
doesn't
button,
look like a girl's sweatshirt at
well,
all.
thanks.
Oh, I don't know. Look at the pull
I
strings.
don't think it does.
I don't know.
the pull strings have pink ribbons on them.
No, they don't. The tassels
Can you guys
gave it
hear me?
away.
I can't hear myself now.
No, you can't
Yeah.
hear. I can hear you.
That's
Can you?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just making
need a
sure.
little
Do you need
No,
how's that?
And this is great.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, even girls' buttons are on the other side.
Yeah, they are.
Really?
And they cost twice as much to get cleaned.
Yeah.
Why on earth?
Do they?
Not twice as much, but they're a couple bucks more at the cleaners if you take them in to get cleaned or
Where's
laundered.
Are
hashtag Me
you
Too on that
serious?
process? That's
Yeah.
not fair.
It's true. It is true. It's just like been nobody can fix it. I don't know. It's as long as until we revolt, it's going to keep.
And why is that? Why?
Oh, just add it to the list of what we're revolting
Oh, God.
against right now.
We're working on 2021 right
Oh, and
now.
by the way, let's move those buttons. Who started that? Like, why a long time ago did they say, you know what? Let's put the chicks on the other side?
I don't know.
Because I'm sure guys had button down. Well, girls had, but we all had button down
Tons
shirts
of
at the same
buttons.
time.
So what side is the girls on? Is it on
the
the
right
left?
side.
It's
The
on
buttons
right.
are on the right side. The guys, the buttons are on the left side.
I don't know. I immediately go to.
No, I'm sorry. Wait, girls' buttons.
I can't.
Button,
You're
button.
right. They're
They're opposite.
opposite.
Yeah,
I
whatever
know
it
that.
is. I don't have a button. I haven't worn I can't fit into a button-down shirt.
I
Let's be real.
We haven't found the button that wants to come over here.
As soon as I reach for that section, the buttons go,
So I haven't been able to wear a button-down shirt in like a decade.
Right.
Exactly.
They don't stay
'Cause
closed,
and they don't put
around
them
the
where you
chest
need
area.
them. They don't put them where you need them. It's like there's a button above and below, and then it's just like Gap City in between. I'm like,
Velcro
serious?
it closed or something.
Oh my God. Okay.
big boob problems, I guess.
For sure.
So this, I just want to say right now, congratulations to Rihanna as well, because we've received some really nice compliments. They love when you come on the show.
Thank you.
And people make comment of that and really appreciate that because the feedback is wonderful. We did have one person who very nicely did say that she doesn't listen to the episodes you're on.
I'm the only episode she won't listen to on
So
the Pat
every other
JT
week-
show because it's too woo-woo.
It's too woo-woo for
and
her.
I found it just very fascinating because, it is such an honor when I get that kind of feedback that I have had at least 10 people tell me that I'm their favorite episode to listen to. And it's just like,
nice.
what? Me? Really?
That's
and
so
it's,
nice.
it's such an honor. And then it's just fascinating to watch, the other people or that one, what do we call her? Linda? Karen?
Linda.
We'll just go with Linda.
We'll go with
Because
Linda.
she wasn't quite a Karen. I don't think
Yeah.
at all. I
No.
thought she was
Because
pretty
she
nice.
used an emoji at the end of it. I think it was the monkey covering his eyes
Yes.
or ears or whatever.
Just
But
felt-
yeah, so it was nice.
it's
it was
just,
nice, but it wasn't said with the intention to.
No, I didn't take
hurt
it that way
feelings.
either.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
not at all. I just
Yeah.
find it really fascinating how, and I posted this yesterday, it's like how we can look at the same thing and hear the same thing and come to completely different conclusions, right? And you see this you had mentioned relationships, and I don't know what that is. I guess it's just the filter that you look through,
It has to be.
and and a lot of it's your unhealed trauma, lots of what happened to you as a child, how
The way
you respond to things or show up.
your interpretation has got to be filtered through past experiences. It's kind of like they when we used to say if every time you walk out in the street and a big red truck almost hits you, you hate big red trucks.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just period.
Yeah.
I don't care where it is. I hate big red trucks. And so and that doesn't make logical sense because it may be the same person driving the same truck every time that's actually trying to run you down. But it's a big red truck.
Yeah, right. And if you get bit by a dog when you're little, you're scared to death of dogs.
All dogs.
Yeah. And there's no reason to be.
Yeah.
And
Other than the fact you got bit.
that's why I love what I do. I mean, everything I do is to create the best version of you possible in this now. And so, if you were bitten by a dog, that energy still is in your body. And
Yes.
we got to clear that. And if you were almost hit by a big red truck, we have to clear that too out of your body so that your energy can reset. And who are you really? I mean, maybe you really actually love big red trucks and you want to own one, and you're a little bit butthurt about that one trying to run you over.
Yeah.
You know,
My God, I really want a big red truck, but they always try to kill me.
Christine.
so it's possible. So I did wonder immediately, what is it about the woo woo? Is it, the people that often reject what I do or what I say, it's because I am challenging their belief system. Mm-hmm. And so I just sent her tons of love in that moment. And it was like, I wonder what she's not ready to let go of or to see in a different way.
I did respond to her and I just said, that's okay. We still love you. Because it's, we can't be all things to all people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
totally.
That's like one of those things that once you shed that.
Well, and I actually read that comment and I was just like, isn't that fascinating? But I wasn't upset or anything like that. I just, once you can shed, and I know, and I think I even messaged you, like I am not for everyone. And that's where I have so much freedom. Like I know I'm not for everyone. Right. Like somebody, this guy that I met on a dating site, that like wasn't interested because I was too out there. But
Did you put that in your bio?
Like I'm way out there, or do you drop that on the first date, or are you like a?
Well,
this
all
is
of
gonna
the
be
above.
interesting.
Okay,
'Cause honestly-
so can I just tell you? Oh my gosh! So in the last time I tried to date online, I got a gift with the X-Files t-shirt, and it was like, it has like aliens and spacecraft on it, right? And I took a picture like looking up into the sky, and it was a selfie like, oh, where are they? And I was just being a dork, but like loving this t-shirt that I got, right? So I posted that as one of my pictures, and I said, I say things like normal is boring, and I don't like small talk, and what really motivates, like, what are you really interested in? Like, let's dig deep. And so this guy messaged me from like Grand Island, and in the message it said, if you think this is too far away, I understand, and if you don't respond, I'll just assume I'm too far away. Well, then like a day later, he messaged me. He's like, so you're not going to answer? And I was like, well, based on your comment, I thought we had agreed like it was too far away and I wasn't going to respond, right? And he's like, oh, you're weird and you're a bitch. And I was like, this is why I'm still single. I'm just kidding. And I deleted it immediately. It's like, why am I even doing this? So,
I know. And isn't it funny how one of those can make you go, pff, I'm out.
Right.
well, yeah. And it's just, I think I have had the most freedom and the most joy when I accepted I am not for everybody. And the people that try to be everything for everyone, those are the ones suffering. Like you are suffering unnecessarily.
Exhausted.
Because you can't possibly be for everyone. And then the minute you let go of like who you are trying to be for everyone, and then let's say those people leave. You're fine. Like all of a sudden you come out of the closet and you're like, ta-da, this
Here
is who
I
I
am.
really am. People will fall away from you. But your real tribe, the people that energetically match up to you, the ones that will give you the freedom to be who you are and support you and love you no matter what, they will come in because there's room for them to come in now.
Right.
It's kind of like taking out the trash. Like you can't bring in new stuff if your house is full of trash, right? So you got to take out the trash so there's room.
There's got to be something that's less valuable, right? Even if it's not unusable, it's just not for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the people that have, I can't buy 2 more things from my closet until I remove 2 things from my closet, which I think is kind of a healthy way to look at it. Just
with everything.
organizationally, so you don't end up stuffing things in your shelves in your closet.
And I think it goes for jobs and
Yeah.
people and friends and situations and everything. Like if you are holding on tight and there is no space for anything new to come in, you are keeping at bay that which what you want the most.
Why do you think people sometimes drift back and kind of like reach out or think about people that used to be really important in their lives and they're no longer a part of their life and they know they're not useful to them anymore? Because, it's like we've talked about, even if we go the real woo-woo with the vibrations, that you feel like you're past that relationship. Not that you're above it. You're just past it.
You're just different.
And you're different. But it's like you have that longing, though, for the person because you had such great times with
And
them
you always
more.
remember. You only remember the positive stuff. Like you always you think back. You always think back to when I was little, this and that. It's always you don't think back to when I was little. This was terrible. You know, I mean, you think
remember-
back about that stuff, but you really remember the positive things.
Yeah.
Was that wax nostalgic? Is that what that
very
means?
Good.
Thanks.
Yes.
Nice.
I don't know what that means,
I
but
learned that too
I know
from
what
Grandma today.
right?
I appreciate that.
What is wax? I mean, wax nostalgia.
nostalgic,
What does that
yes.
even mean? What is wax?
I don't know. You just told me.
I mean, wax nostalgic. I know what it means, but like waxed. If
I'm going to guess.
like thinking
Just
back,
thinking back. Yeah, just like remembering.
Is wax,
remembering?
though, like-
Remembering, yes.
remembering.
If you're waxing a car, though, aren't you buffering out all the imperfections? So wax nostalgic would
So
be.
you're waxing
to
your
the woo.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
So
So
very
that's
nice.
why you're only remembering the good stuff, right?
Yeah. Okay. That totally makes sense.
Okay.
Hold
Yeah.
on, now I got to look it up.
But I think
because you guys are
sometimes
driving me crazy.
when we so there's a couple things going on there. When we think back to old people or we suddenly think of them, one, there could still be an energetic cord connected between you two. And I do that all the time. I cut cords from people. People will come to me and like, oh, I cannot stop thinking about my ex-boyfriend. And I feel him thinking of me. And it's like, whack. We pull all those cords
Cord
out.
gone.
So that they can have the freedom of not feeling that person.
Okay, so wax, as in wax poetic also. It used to be wax was another word for grow.
Really? I had no
So
idea.
when you wax nostalgic, you grow nostalgic.
Oh, you become more nostalgic for
Right.
whatever. Okay. I like yours better. 'Cause
I do
you're buffing
too.
it out. It makes more sense.
Let's just
We'll just
redo
drop
that.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the dictionary changes the words all the time, right? We can change it.
That's right.
Never mind. I'm not going there. It's okay.
Oh, here we go.
It's all right.
That's
I'm
too
not,
woo woo.
I'm not going to go there. That's all right. But anyway, so let's talk 2021 because this is our first episode with you in the new year.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, I think I'm not a big resolution person. I'm a goal person because I like little goals. Because usually resolutions sound first off stuffy.
The energy of it is heavy.
Yes. And usually it's you bite off way more than you can chew. And you realize that about February 1st. And you drop
Yep.
everything that you just promised yourself you were going to do. So then
Yep.
you lied to yourself, right?
And then you create shame and judgment, and it's just this uphill battle.
Exactly. So instead, goals, like have touchstones along the way. So you can kind of see your progress as you're going. I was talking to somebody about this. I said, I look at setting goals as like a regular class. You get a grade. You can grade yourself as you're moving forward and see your progress. And resolutions are like pass fail because most of the time you took a pass fail class, it really wasn't something your heart was hanging on. And you just wanted to pass. I don't care what do I have to have? Okay.
Give
just
it to
so
me. Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Exactly. So 2021 is a reset for a lot of people though.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the year of transformation. It's a 5-year. I don't know if you guys have had Dana Camp back on yet, but
We have
she needs
not.
to talk about this.
Okay.
It's transformation,
Learning
energetic
soon.
change. I can text her after too if you want. But
Absolutely.
it is a year of transformation and change and action. And so I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by the things that change in their lives and that change globally. But it's we have been through the ringer, and if the collective gets on board, we're going to experience amazing change and really good things will happen. And I personally believe we've already met like the amount that are on board. So we hit this tipping point, and I think we're going to see really amazing things in 2021. But along the line of resolutions and goals, I didn't set goals the last 2 years because I'm a very competitive person. I have been very goal oriented my whole life. Like I set out to be a first team all-state catcher when I was 12. I said I was going to be the best of the best. I was going to go to a Division I school on a full ride softball scholarship at 12. And then I did that and I accomplished that. I was a 2-time state champion at Papillion La Vista and first team all-state catcher and got my D1 scholarship to Virginia Tech. And then I got out to Virginia. I was like, I didn't really imagine like actually playing in college. I just wanted to say I
Just wanted to get there.
yeah, I just did it. And I was like, well, I accomplished all my goals. And I quit and went home. And people thought it was insane. It's like, no, I actually did everything I wanted to achieve. And so I'm very competitive and very goal driven. But I just wanted to see, because there's this energy behind being goal driven. It's like this push energy, right? And I just wanted to see, what is it like just getting in the boat and throwing the oars and just going with the flow, right? The energy of that is so different. And what I did the last couple years was I decided, how do I want to feel right? Because so many times people manifest money or a new job. So let's say you want to manifest more money. Okay, what is the actual emotion behind that? You want to feel safe. You want to feel like you can provide, so stable, right? So if you can find the energy or the emotion of what it is you're trying to manifest or the goal you're trying to hit.
Same with losing weight.
Yeah. Why do you want to lose weight? What's the emotion behind that?
What do you think it's going to
You
feel
good.
like? Yeah.
You have more energy. You feel like more confident.
Confidence.
So when you can define the emotion that you want to feel, you give the universe this exponentially huge room to surprise you, right? So if you're like, my goal is to lose weight. Okay. You already are throwing up barriers. Maybe you have a belief system that losing weight is hard. Maybe the world tells you it's hard. Maybe on and on and on about all these barriers you just created. But if you just say, I want to feel good and I want to be confident when I walk into a room, there are infinite ways the universe could bring that energy to you. And if you just focus on losing the weight or getting more money, you have completely narrowed down the potentials of what the universe can provide for you.
Exactly.
So if you can write out your list, write out your goals for 2021, but then if you can go ahead and look at what emotion are you actually seeking, and then just go after that and just say, okay, universe. So for an example, last year in December, I was really, really sick, and I took 2 weeks off from work because I physically couldn't work, and I had 2 kiddos at home that were sick too. And I remember laying on the couch, and I had this story of I was a struggling single mother. And that energy created exactly that, because that was my belief. That was my belief about myself. And in that moment, I decided I uncreate and destroy that definition I hold of myself. And then what is it I actually want to create? And I said, I want to be able to take 2 weeks off and not worry about how I'm going to pay rent. I want financial freedom. And immediately this box I'd put myself in expanded out and up and down, and I had room to like wiggle, right? And this time, a year later, I'm a month ahead of rent.
Right.
Because I said, I demand, I create the financial freedom and the wiggle room.
And people that don't do that sit in that, whether, not saying that you were a victim, but people sit in that, they live in being a victimhood. Always, in every situation, they become the victim in their mind, and they'll never get out of it. They'll always find a solution, or they'll always find a situation where they can be the victim because they think people feel sorry for them, and it helps them. And it really is such a drag on you.
Well, I was that person last year, and it didn't dawn on me until I was sitting on that couch worried about how I was going to pay January's rent. Being a struggling single mother had paid for lots of different things. That story, people had gifted me things, or the government gifted me a month of SNAP benefits. Like, it did work for a while. And then I got to the point where I was conscious of it, and I thought, oh my God.
Right.
I actually have this story of myself, and it's completely, it felt like a too tight jacket, right? Like I was just like, ooh, I'm growing out of it. And so, but that's where I think I'm ahead of a lot of people, is I'm constantly questioning my beliefs and my reality and what else could be different. And I had that moment where I was aware that I was chaining myself.
You were limiting yourself, right?
I was completely limiting myself by this story, and I blew it up. In my head, I blew up that box. And 2020 was the most significant financial year I've ever had.
Yeah. And isn't that crazy considering everything that was going on? But I know that story is true for a lot of people.
It's because I decided I was done with that story. But going back to manifesting, it was, I did not define how much money I needed in the bank to feel financially free. I didn't want to limit the universe, because what if I have $10,000 in the bank and all of a sudden something happens and 10,000 isn't enough anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much is enough? And I just said, I want to feel financially free. And I let the universe show me how that's possible and bring opportunities to me. And then I jumped when I was inspired to jump. And I just think if people can really zero in on how they want to feel, they're going to create more things than they've ever imagined.
It's true. I think a lot of people don't even look twice at some opportunities because they just assume that's not for me. I can't do that. I can't do that. And then once they, like you said, I think just acknowledging or realizing that you're limiting yourself, and I guarantee you, every one of us does it.
For sure. Whether it's something
way.
inside your head or you're worried about what your parents are going to think, your friends are going to think, your neighbors are going to think you're nuts, you're this, and then it's back to worrying about and trying to please other people. And once you get rid of that, then you're freer to open up and break that box.
100%.
Right. And it goes back to what we had figured out about trying to be all things to all people. You can't. And once you accept that, and for some people that's hard to do because they want everybody to like them, and nobody likes to not, for somebody not to like them.
You know what created the most freedom in me ever was when I realized that most people don't even like themselves. So why the frickety frick would I care if they like me? They don't even like themselves.
Yeah.
And really, even if they do like themselves, what does it matter if they like you or not? It shouldn't affect anything you do if somebody else doesn't like you. Whatever.
Well, I teach my little girls, like the mean girls are usually the ones that are jealous or see something in you that need to be healed in them, or they see something in you that they desire, and then they take it out on you because you're reflecting that back at them and they want that, right?
Yep.
So it shouldn't matter. And I think if people can really just find the courage, and even if you don't have the courage, maybe you manifest courage this year. Maybe you just realize that everything you want is on the other side of people accepting you or not, and you got to be okay with that.
Okay, so when you're saying
that's a big one.
For example, like manifesting courage, it's kind of the same thing as when, growing up, you're taught to pray. When you pray, you don't pray that please help me in this situation, be brave. You pray that God gives you the opportunity to be brave, to learn bravery. So are you asking the universe to manifest situations where you're forced to be brave because that will teach you to be brave?
Well, I think you got it kind of, yes, but opposite. Like I see it opposite. So just ask.
Well, you're wrong.
And that's totally okay.
Because you don't care what people think about you. I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay because you see it from your perspective, right? And so we might just be standing in a different spot,
and you can
and
just
we see
imagine
it very
what his
differently.
perspective looks like.
It's awesome.
But from what I see, and you're absolutely right. I just see a little bit different, where you would just ask for courage. Say right now a light bulb's going off and you're like, okay, I know I'm not doing XYZ because I'm afraid of what my mom is going to think. Just ask for the courage, or just say thank you for the courage. I guess when you're asking, you're still in the vibration of not having.
Right.
And so I really like to say thank you for the courage. Thank you for giving me this knowing inside of me that it's going to be okay no matter what, right? And then you're going to get opportunities to be courageous. So the universe is going to say, okay, you want the energy of courage? Here's your opportunity to choose it and show yourself that you are more courageous than you realize.
Now I feel like the lion in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Because he always had a heart.
He
always had courage.
He always had courage.
It's like
he always had it.
Right?
He just didn't believe it.
You just didn't believe it. They all had what they were wanting, the brains, the courage, and the heart, right?
Or thank you for showing me where I am courageous. And then the universe will show you all these opportunities of where you have actually been courageous this whole time.
That's true, too.
And then
you don't even realize it.
Reinforces the energy for you.
That's true.
You don't like The Wizard of Oz?
No.
Why?
Creepy as.
Yeah.
The monkeys freaked me out when I was
energetically. Something is very wrong with that movie, and it's a rabbit hole I won't go down right now, but I do not like that movie.
We will someday.
Whenever you guys start your podcast.
I know it.
Oh my gosh. If I had, I'm going to go back and look at the transcripts if we did those for our podcast of all the times I would say, you need to start your podcast, and you both at the same time go, I know it.
Listen, okay, here's the deal.
I'm going to remix.
The energy has changed. A whole remix.
I would love to have a little sizzle tape of you guys need to do your podcast. I know it.
Okay.
I know it.
Here's where I'm coming from. Okay, so the energy has changed so much. Okay, just Lynn Wood for an example, and I won't go down this road, but like something I have been talking about for almost 2 years now, is finally starting to surface in, like, I wouldn't call it mainstream, but people with pull and lawyers that are respected are saying these things in the face of slander lawsuits, and they clearly have evidence and proof. Right. And so the energy is changing so quickly right now, and more people are waking up and realizing it, that we just keep kicking around. What does this actually look like? What is this podcast really about?
And maybe it is sometimes the Wizard of Oz. But then maybe it is also something a little more serious. You know, I mean, I know what you mean. It's not that it's not serious. We just don't want it to be dark.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want it to be dark and heavy, because a lot of what I'm aware of, it took me a lot of time to heal through what I saw or the emotions behind it. And I keep asking people, keep working on your root chakra, keep focusing on your foundation, because we got to get you as stable and as calm and as centered as possible, because the things that are coming out this year are going to blow those foundations up.
I'm just going to say, some people were posting yesterday, and I saw a lot of people posting. They were like, what is that? What is this? Or somebody said, who's Cappy?
It's like the first time.
And I was like, oh, wow. Because that's where they're at right now.
Yeah.
And so they're doing their own research, though. That's the good thing. That's the other thing, is I'm seeing you've got a lot of people that have been hearing that over and over. I'm going to tell you this, but you go look it up. And I love when they say that, because then people have to go look it up themselves.
And don't look at Google. Use
DuckDuckGo. Use DuckDuckGo, please.
It's not going to just be the first article. Like, it's going to be a lot of digging, and it's going to be non-mainstream stuff. And it's going to be some guy that started a YouTube news channel in his basement, but he has the information because the mainstream won't allow it. So can I just say 2021 is going to be probably the most significant year of humanity's history. Like, you guys chose to be here right now for a reason, and it's going to be amazing. But I'll just say, it's going to be amazing, like April, May-ish, and it'll get better and better. Like, I'm fully expecting things to get crazier before it gets better. You know, tomorrow was January 6th and the March on DC, and people requiring or standing up for the Constitution who are questioning, was this a fair and free election? Right. And I think people are in for a surprise about how deep these rabbit holes really go, how many people are truly involved. And it's going to be everything from your political leaders to your religious leaders to the food you eat. People are going to be very surprised, but it is, for me, we have to reveal it to heal it. And that's what
that's
this
a good one.
That's what this year I'm gonna
reveal it to heal it.
I like that.
Put that on a T-shirt.
It's what this year is going to be about.
Yeah.
But what
I thought 2020 hindsight, right?
Yeah.
You know, 2020 vision. Everybody was all 2020, and if you're, it's like, no, you were supposed to be able to see everything. And funny is, it's going to actually come into view 2020.
Oh yeah, and how perfect is that? The 2020 hindsight. It will truly be people looking back and going, oh yeah, we knew this, or we were shown this. And, and it's now creeping into people's consciousness. And that's what's, I think, amazing. And so even me, just like I say, ask the universe for courage. I say, show me where maybe I'm missing the boat. Show me maybe a perspective I'm not familiar with. And even when there's days where I feel resistance to somebody else's perspective, I'm like, give me new eyes. Let me see.
That's the best thing some people can say too, and for all of us to see other people's perspective, just to be able to understand where they're coming from, because, like you said, it's all filtered through different experiences, and instead of confronting it with anger, which I appreciate, like going back to Linda, who posted, she didn't come at you with anger, and I appreciate that. That's that kind of discourse you can have. And just like, thank you. I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
But she wasn't like pissed.
Yeah. And it's,
Yeah.
but it's what a great opportunity for Linda to ask why. Why do I not like this? Why does it rub me the wrong way? And there might be something there for her. Maybe a grandma told her what I said is evil, and there's opportunity for the light to get in and maybe more truth. Like, who knows what's behind that? Yeah. But I think if I leave you with anything, it really is focus on the emotion that you want to create this year. And just ask for that. Allow the universe to show up with the how. Because when we try to figure out the how, we are in the way. And we're boxing ourselves in. So just decide what you want to feel like, and the rest will fall into line.
Well, then maybe your podcast will be manifested this year. Just ask the universe just to give you the podcast. Just say thank you. Say thank you for the podcast.
Thank you for the clarity on which it's going to look like.
There we go. There we go.
Yes. I just felt the switch flip.
Did you?
Yes.
I'm going to make that remix. I tell you that. Because that's going to be a hit.
How do they find you, Rihanna?
RhiannaMays.com. And for the first time in a long time, I have month of appointments available. So if you want to get in, January is the month to do it.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're awesome. 402-403-9478. Love hearing from you guys. Text us or send us a voicemail.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.